7th grade science, chapter 2, section 6, observing leaves. The great variety of leaves testifies to the imaginative powers of the Creator. Although all leaves produce food, the leaves of each kind of plant have a distinct shape and arrangement on the stem to make them unique. As you observe plants, you will be able to identify 3 basic leaf shapes: broad, flat leaves, long, narrow leaves, and needle-like or scale-like leaves. Leaf arrangements. As you collect and study leaves, you will be amazed at their orderly and beautiful arrangements. The location of the leaves on a plant allows each leaf to have maximum exposure to light. The effectiveness of leaf organization illustrates the wisdom of our great God. In relation to each other, broad leaves are positioned in an orderly arrangement about the stem. Each type of arrangement depends on the number of leaves at each node. Most leaf blades attach the node by a stalk called a petiole. The leaves of some plants, such as grasses, are sessile, and they have no petioles, but instead attach directly to the stem by a sheath. The most common leaf arrangements are opposite, alternate, or whorled. Leaves are opposite when 2 leaves grow from one node, but on opposite sides of the stem. Alternate leaves are individual leaves, one for every node, that grow in an alternating pattern along the stem. A whorl consists of 3 or more leaves growing from the same node on the stem. A rosette is a cluster of leaves growing around the base of a plant. This arrangement obtains its name because its leaves are situated like the petals on a rose. 2 familiar plants with a rosette pattern are the dandelion and the daisy. The leaves of certain biennials, including carrots and beets, often form rosettes during the first year of growth. During the second year, their leaves usually have an alternate arrangement. Compound or simple. Plants with simple leaves have only one blade attached to a petiole. A compound leaf has more than one blade joined to a petiole. The blades of a compound leaf are called leaflets. One way to determine if a leaf is simple or compound is to look for a bud. A bud will be found at the base of a petiole, but there are no buds at the base of individual leaflets. Take care not to mistake leaflets on a petiole for leaves on a branch. There are as many arrangements of leaflets on a petiole as there are arrangements of leaves on a stem. 2 of the most common are palmately compound and pinnately compound. A compound leaf is palmately compound when all the leaflets attach at a common point on the petiole's tip. You can think of a palmately compound leaf as if the leaflets were the fingers extending from the palm of your hand. A compound leaf is pinnately compound if the leaflets attach at intervals along the petiole. The pinnately compound leaves resemble feathers. Leaf margins. The leaf margins, or edges, provide another way to distinguish between plants. Some leaves have margins that are smooth and unbroken, or entire. Others are toothed with either small, sharp teeth or large, blunt teeth. A lobed leaf has extensions of itself, like your earlobe, that can be blunt or end in a sharp point. Learn to recognize leaves as being either lobed or not lobed, and as being entire or toothed. Leaf venation. One last thing to notice about leaves is their different venation or vein patterns. There are 3 types of venation: parallel, pinnate, and palmate. In parallel venation, several main veins seem to run parallel to each other along the length of the leaf. Lilies, amaryllises, grasses, and most other monocots have parallel venation. In contrast to the monocots, all dicots have pinnate or palmate venation. A leaf with pinnate venation has small veins branching from one main vein. The leaves of oaks, roses, and hydrangeas are pinnately veined. A leaf with palmate venation has small veins branching from more than one main vein. Maples and geraniums are examples of dicots having palmate venation.